Hello there, Seraphim17 once again, introducing you to my first encounters in the arena on Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition. The character that you're looking at right there, who is in these videos, I think this is going to be the official look of my character, the Seraphim17 build. He's not perfected yet, but currently he looks kind of cool, I think, and the setup I have on him statistically and weapon-wise is not too bad. It's close to what I like. It's not quite, fine, but it's close, and I know a lot of people will not see too much originality in it, but it's my favourite build at the moment, so I'm really enjoying it. This is the arena anyhow, and this is a really interesting player. He hasn't quite got the fast roll, he's got the normal roll, I think. He's using the great club, and he has the wolf ring on for extra poise, because he's using pretty standard armour. This character I'm using is level 125, mainly because I put him directly to that, that margin rather quickly without realising that everybody's PvPing at level 100 apparently. But I am quite low for this bracket, so the people that I'm going to be versing are generally going to have more stats than me, and that's something to bear in mind. That being said, it doesn't really matter, because one thing you'll learn when you play this game a lot is stats are not really anything. As long as you have, a well-balanced character as far as you have a little bit of life to take a few hits, decent enough stamina to deal a few hits and evade, and if you're using a weapon that doesn't scale, it doesn't matter. If you're using a weapon that does scale, it's slightly more important, but stats are not a be-all and end-all. Neither is poise, but poise is definitely more important. On this character, this armor gives me about 31 poise or something like that, and I didn't want to risk getting stun locked a lot, and also if I'm coming up against a guy who's been a dick, I wanted to be able to tank a hit as I go in for the lock backstab, but I will only do the lock backstabs if somebody is either trying to fish me or if they heal, for instance, in a standard invasion. But because you don't have to worry about healing in the arena, it's not too bad. But I've got to give this guy kudos, because that club is a fantastic weapon, but it's not easy to use. You have to really know what you're doing with a stealth build. Yeah, a solid snake build is where the giant club really shines. But no, a strength build is not the easiest or most user-friendly build to use. The only reason a lot of people go there is because the stats look so good on paper. And this guy's tranquil walking, so not only does he have a focused strength build, but he's also got a couple of miracles that he pulled out on me. And I'm not as noobish, even though I hate the word noob, I really do, so I'm going to use inexperience and clean the slate. I'm not as inexperienced as I used to be, so much so that I know what Tranquil Walk looks like, I know what it does now, so I can deal with it okay. Usually what I try and do with the people, because your average player is going to try and backstab, so the best thing to do is just counter strafe with him. If he goes for the attack, it's generally good to set up the parry. Only problem on PC is the parry timings are slightly closer to what they should be, so I keep missing them. But this is my second encounter of this session. This is pretty much directly after the drinking game video I'm going to put up. And this is a dude wearing full Ornsteins. He has, I believe, a great sword of the Great Lord and the stone shield. So let's watch this kid, because we know he's in New Game Plus because he's got that sword. We know he has a lot of endurance and perhaps Havel and Fat Ring because he's wearing a lot of stuff that's very, very heavy. And I think he's got the fast roll. I couldn't tell though just then. But I have one advantage on this player, and that is I believe I am more experienced than he is. But we will soon find out. So he's winging a couple of one-handed swings. He's not fishing for backstabs, which is amazing because he's actually trying to fight. And as I say that, he comes in looking a little bit suspicious. But he's backing up, he's using his spacing, we're kind of, testing the waters. I two-hand my katana because it's something I don't do enough, and you've just seen why I don't do it. And he pushes forward, and I catch him with the lock backstab, which he then does the Darth Vader shrug, but I'm not too sure why. Maybe he was trying to use something. If he had the time to taunt just then, maybe he's a better player than I've given him credit for, because he recognised the bullshit backstab and was like, come on dude, why did you do that? I hit him there with a two-handed heavy attack from my side Great Scythe. Then I start throwing some pyromancies at him because I realise he doesn't seem to want to dodge them, and he takes a Chaos Fireball to the face. And this part right now is interesting because you don't generally know where they're going to drop from, and at the same time, you don't want to be the dickhead who throws the fireball immediately as they fall. And I don't know if they have, you know, extra life, extra poise or something, or invulnerability frames, but there's a fine line between being a dick, and I've just crossed it right there because the guy looked to me like he was fishing, and accordingly I gave him the backstab. And that is something that I've got really good at doing because of playing in the forest, and I will never ever do it against someone in a 1v1 as long as they're not trying to fish on me or healing. But if they do, I do it without mercy. And this guy bows. I don't know why. I think he thinks it's the end of the fight, but it's actually not. So we do a bit of bowing. I'm kind of confused, and then I go freestyling with the scythe. And this is when things get a little bit more chaotic, as I'm trying to dead angle him, and he's just swinging like a boss. I hit him there. I break the stability of his shield or his poise, either one. He gets a cheeky swing off. I come in with a two-hander. He uses the roll frames. His endurance must be pretty high to wear all that gear and be rolling as quick as I do. But actually, I don't think he is quite the full fast roll, but I think it's very close. I'm not too sure. I'm not good with the standard roll, guys, because I'm new to it. I'm a Darkwood Grain Ring guy. I really am. As much as people hate that. But we do the obligatory bow. It was a fun fight, and this is a familiar face. So this is the guy from the first match. He immediately tranquil walks, so I throw a fireball, and it's just all practice on, you know, free-handing the fireballs. I'm not too sure why that guy went that way. If he went the other way, he would have almost indefinitely backstabbed me. I went for the setup parry, but the timing was closer to console than PC, and I missed. And right now, I didn't mean to do that. I thought I'd switch to my shield, so I wasted a fireball. And I run him, which looks like a suspicious... Yeah, I'm going for it, aren't I? Oh, I don't know. Don't know how I feel about my performance when I do that. He did tranquil walk me. Maybe I was just getting some revenge for the tranquil walk. Who knows? Where do you stand on backstabs? Because I don't know. They're definitely an important part of the game as we trade really heavy blows, but I think he got the better of me just then. I swap back to the Chaos Blade. He's slow rolling again. I thought that was going to be another backstab there. But you will notice one thing, guys. I could really punish this guy because he doesn't have any poise this time. And this weapon swings so fast I could roll through it and do a roll backstab. But I didn't because I wanted to try and make it as much of a trading fight as possible. It's these principles. There you go. That's my frustration at this fight. Because it's one of those things where I know right now that I'm holding back, and I don't like doing that, but it's something I can't help but do. I do it in everything. If I know I have an advantage on an opponent, and I know that to me we're not equally matched in skill, I do hold back, and it's going to get me killed. It will get me killed, and in some ways it's disrespectful to the person I'm fighting, but at the same time, there's a very big difference between me and this guy, and it might not necessarily be skill, it might just be experience, and experience can mean the difference between winning and losing, as I miss my plunging attack, but then I catch him with the heavy two-handed. And I don't know, dude, if you're watching this video, it was a good fight, I did enjoy it, but at the time, you know, I definitely realised the difference between me and you, and I think I'm going for the backstab here, I can't quite tell. That always looks suspicious when you go for the left shoulder. But I get a crisp hit on him. He does a lot of heavy attacks, which I should punish with backstabs, but instead I get a couple of chops, roll away. He wings a standard attack. I go in with a running attack. I try the heavy one on the Chaos Blade. I thought he should have backstabbed me there, but his movement speed didn't help him. And then I space and pick him off with the scythe. But I also ruined my streak. I was on a 3-kill streak at this point, and I quit to the menu to go downstairs and do some stuff because I didn't know how long I was gonna be. And when I loaded the game back up, I was still in the Coliseum, but lo and behold, it had taken my streak away, which is a shame. But I'm not too bothered about streaks and stuff because the hackers have already fucking destroyed any kind of honour people could have on those leaderboards. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully there will be more arena if I can get it, but it took me all night to get those games. They're the only ones I got, and I was doing it for about 6 hours, so just imagine the frustration. Thanks for watching. You take care now.